Amsterdam, the city of canals, bicycles, and creativity. Ranked as the 18th best city in the world, it attracts hundreds of newcomers every single day. But before you start packing your bags, it's important to know the real cost of living in this Dutch capital. In this video, we'll break down what it actually costs to live in Amsterdam, from rent and groceries to transport, healthcare, and even a night out, so you can plan your move confidently and realistically. Amsterdam is one of the most expensive cities in the Netherlands, but it also offers some of the best job opportunities and a strong international community. On average, a single person spends around 2,900 euros per month. A couple spends about 3,600. And a family of three can expect to pay roughly 4,300 euros every month. Even students who live modestly usually spend close to 1,900 euros each month, excluding tuition fees. Now, the good news is that the average salary in Amsterdam is around 54,000 euros per year, which means most people can cover their expenses and still save a bit for the future. Finding a place to live in Amsterdam can be challenging. The city has a serious housing shortage, and that drives prices up. If you're looking for a private room, expect to pay about 1,000 euros per month. A studio apartment usually costs around 2,000 euros, and a full apartment for couples or families can easily go up to 2,500 euros per month. Of course, prices depend on the area. Neighborhoods like Jordan, De Pijp, or the Canal Belt tend to be more expensive, while places like Nieuw-West or Zuidoost are a bit more affordable. If you're moving to Amsterdam soon, start your housing search at least 4 months before you arrive. And always use verified rental platforms that protect your deposit. And here's a helpful tip. If your income is on the lower side, you might qualify for Dutch rental allowance, called huurtoeslag, which can cover part of your rent. Once you've found a place, you'll also need to think about utilities. The average monthly cost for gas, electricity, and water is around 250 euros. Internet adds about 40 euros, and a mobile plan with unlimited data costs roughly 20 euros per month. Don't forget municipal taxes for things like waste and water. They're not huge, but they do add up over the year. When it comes to groceries, you'll spend between 350 and 400 euros per month, depending on your lifestyle and where you shop. For example, a liter of milk costs about 1.5 euros. A dozen eggs is around 3.5, and a loaf of bread is usually under 2 euros. If you eat meat, a kilo of chicken costs about 12 euros, and beef is closer to 14. Shopping at the big supermarkets like Albert Heijn will cost you more, but if you head to discount stores like Lidl or Aldi, or buy from local markets, you can easily save a good amount every month. Getting around Amsterdam is one of the best parts of living there. The city is built for cycling, and it's one of the safest places in the world to ride a bike. A second-hand bicycle costs anywhere from 50 to 100 euros. A new one around 300, and an electric bike can cost up to 3,000 euros. If cycling isn't for you, the city's public transport system is excellent. A single ticket on a tram or bus costs about 3.5 euros, and a day ticket is around 9 euros. If you use public transport regularly, getting a GVB Flex subscription is a smart move. It costs just a few euros per month and gives you up to 40% off your rides. And if you plan to travel outside Amsterdam, you can use your OV chip card for trains as well. A one-way trip to Schiphol Airport costs around 5 euros, and a train to Rotterdam will set you back about 15 euros, depending on the time and discounts. Driving, on the other hand, is expensive. A liter of fuel costs around 1.90 euro. Car insurance can range between 25 and 100 euros per month, and parking permits can cost anywhere from 60 to 500 euros a year. Health insurance is mandatory in the Netherlands if you live and work there. The average monthly premium is between 120 and 180 euros, and everyone has a minimum annual deductible, called eigen risico, of 385 euros. For basic coverage, most people pay around 150 euros per month, which includes doctor visits, hospital care, prescriptions, and emergency services. If your income is low, you can apply for healthcare benefits, or zorgtoeslag, to help cover some of that cost. Students from the EU can use their European health insurance card, but if they take a part-time job, they'll need to switch to Dutch insurance. Non-EU students must have private insurance, which usually costs around 120 euros per month. Now let's talk about lifestyle. Dining out in Amsterdam is fun, but not cheap. A cup of coffee costs around 4 euros, lunch is usually 10 to 15, and dinner for two can range between 50 and 90 euros. Depending on the restaurant, if you eat out occasionally, budget around 150 euros per month for dining. Other entertainment expenses include a gym membership at about 50 euros, a cinema ticket for 14, and museum tickets that range between 15 and 30 euros. Streaming services like Netflix or Spotify will add another 10 to 15 euros to your monthly spending. If you're moving with children, the cost of education depends on the type of school. Public schools in the Netherlands are heavily subsidized by the government, and you'll only pay around 100 euros per year for school supplies. International schools, however, are much more expensive, around 13,000 euros per year. Childcare also adds up, but the good news is that expat families are eligible for government subsidies that can cover part of the cost, sometimes as much as 9 euros per hour of daycare. When planning your finances, don't forget about taxes. In the Netherlands, income up to about 75,000 euros is taxed at roughly 37%, and anything above that is taxed at nearly 50%. You can keep savings tax-free up to 50,000 euros, and anything above that is taxed at about 31%. So, that's the real cost of living in Amsterdam in 2025. It's not the cheapest city in Europe, but with good budgeting and a bit of Dutch practicality, you can live comfortably and enjoy one of the most beautiful, vibrant cities in the world. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with anyone planning to move to Amsterdam. Thanks for watching, and tot ziens!